Target audience feedback was one of the most substantial factors in the production of my short film. I used target audience feedback at every stage of my production. These include the questionnaires at the start of my film planning, then the animatic peer assessment feedback, and my first edit feedback. I also continued to do one-to-one peer feedback throughout the whole process, which I didn't always blog about. I believe that target audience feedback for me was very important and something that I always took in consideration whilst doing my production. At the first stages, I conducted a questionnaire on SurveyMonkey. Questionnaires I use as it allows me to reach out to my primary and secondary audience and ask them questions about my ideas for my short film. This allowed me to create a questionnaire on the internet and then give me a link that I copied and pasted to put onto Facebook, where my primary and secondary audience were able to answer the questionnaire in their own time. Not only did it make this more not only did this make it more useful for people to do it when they were able to, it also saved me time as I didn't have to hand out or collect them back in. Furthermore, another bonus to using SurveyMonkey is that it also analyses my data for me, so I didn't have to spend time doing that. This helped me to design and plan out my animatic, which I then showed to my demographic to help them understand my storyline. I also received ideas and feedback in which ways I could improve and which would benefit my short film. I have split my feedback into certain areas: cinematography, appropriate pace and content, character representations, targeting the audience, dialogue, music and sound effects, as well as editing. I got 2 peers to fill in these areas, and some of the feedback was, for example, to include more camera movements like a pan, which I didn't have in my animatic, but included this in my short film, and I believe this worked very effectively. After I finished my film process, I created a short film first edit. This first edit has allowed me and my peers, as well as my target audience, to understand how my short film has developed through the stages. I created a focus group, which is another form of target audience feedback, and this consisted of 4 members from my target audience. They provided me with a lot of relevant feedback that helps me with my improvements and positives that don't need any work in doing to them. For example, they gave me feedback that said my music worked well with the visuals and they understood what was going on. They also said that they couldn't take my actor seriously enough, as they could see him laughing in some of the shots. This makes my short film very unprofessional, and so I had to refilm this for my final edit. I also used to utilise one-to-one feedback. I didn't blog about this because it happened so often throughout the process, but this consisted of me speaking to my peers and asking for their opinions. Looking back at my target audience demographics, using the uses and gratification theory, which looks at how and why people seek out media products to satisfy specific needs. The basic model of uses and gratification suggests that we have to fulfill one of the following purposes: information, personal identity, entertain, and social interaction. Due to my primary target audience being reformers and explorers, which both choose to seek enlightenment and new experiences, so my short falls into the entertainment and personal identity of use and gratifications. Due to the fact that my short film falls into one of these products that will satisfy their needs, and also they can identify themselves as the character they are watching. The final theory that my short film falls into was proposed by Alan Cameron. He came up with the idea that there were 4 types of narratives in contemporary cinema. He identified 4 types of modular narratives, and these are as follows: anachronic, forking paths, episodic, and split screens. My short film comes under the forking paths category, as my 2 narratives juxtapose alternative versions of a story. Examples of these include Sliding Doors and Run Lola Run.